Welcome back to Foundations of Strength and Conditioning. Today we're going to take a peek at what strength training from home looks like, especially since COVID-19, the pandemic worldwide, has really changed a lot of things for everybody's kind of day-to-day lives. So this is something that people have been looking more into so that way they can make sure they can get some stuff in from home in case, things were to close down. So anyways, starting it off, first and foremost, gotta have your goals. Set your goals up, whatever they may be, but from there you can create the framework of how you're going to go about achieving them. So with that right, the framework is, what is your system going to be to help support them? So that's something we can kind of get into at a later time. I believe there are some other videos that I have that go over that. But again, you need to have something for the checks and balances, right? Uh, what's measuring the progress that you're making, right? You need to have something for that. Or what's something that is going to give you that kick in the butt to make sure that you are staying consistent with everything. So that's where that system comes from. But again, that system um, can't really live unless you have some type of goal that it is supporting. So from there as well, I like to keep it really basic with these because these are honestly the biggest things that do matter for people. But it's set a time frame that you can consistently train. When you're at home, if you're working from home or whatever it might be, even if maybe you are back in work and you're just looking to get some stuff in at home, you have to pick a time through each day or however many days you're going, or at least throughout the week, of what is going to consistently be available where you cannot be bothered by anything else, so that way you can really commit to this program or strength training from home. Because let's be honest, there's a lot of distractions that can happen at home, so you have to be pretty I guess rigid might be the word for it, to like really protect that time. So again, have a goal. From there you've got your system. Consistency, consistency, consistency. It's key to success. All right. Moving on. So the next thing is, what program works best, right? There's a lot of different ways you can go about it. There's a lot of different training methods. Well, quite honestly, when you're training from home, it's going to be whatever you have available. If you don't have very much, that's going to dictate what type of training you're going to do. So let's take a peek at that. Maybe you're somebody who has free weights, right? Maybe you've got dumbbells, maybe you've got kettlebells, you've got things of that nature. That's a type of program that you can use. From there, maybe you throw in some cardio as well, or maybe you're somebody that, maybe you just have body weight and you just have to kind of combo the cardio and the body weight programming. But a couple different types of cardio that you could do is biking, running, jump rope. Maybe you've got a sled. That's a really great way to train. Maybe you've got a tire as well too. Tires are actually pretty cheap because it can be tough to get rid of. And if you've got a truck, or even if you go get a U-Haul, you can go pick one up from someplace. I think I got like I don't know, it's like maybe 250 pound or a 300 pound tire for like 25 bucks. Could be off. Maybe it's like 200. But either way, it was 25 bucks from a gym that was downsizing. And quite honestly, you could even go to a farm or something too. So anyways, cardio, that's going to be the next one. Body weight, already kind of touched on it. There's still plenty of ways to get active with the body weight. Although, again, kind of scaling probably what our goals are going to be and what kind of the long-term plan is going to be for strength when we're going from home. So maybe that's where you start with a plan to buy more free weights. Maybe a plan to buy some type of stationary bike or jump rope, whatever it might be. But that's something that you can still use as a tool to accomplish this goal of training from home. Last one, machines. I mean, we can even lump in if you have, and maybe this goes with free weights too. But like maybe you've got a barbell, you've got some plate weights, and or maybe you have like cable machines or something like that. I remember my parents had something where it was had like a leg press, leg curl, leg extensions, lat pull down, and then I think something if you wanted to do like biceps and triceps too. It was like way back in the day. But these are 4 different kind of availability programs of how you would start to program things out. Um, so kind of figuring out where you lie in that spectrum, and even to, like I said earlier though, is figuring out how is that going to feed into your long-term goal of strength training from home. What are the goals that you have? How do you go about accomplishing those goals? And maybe that is ultimately creating a garage gym or basement gym back home based on some of these. So next bullet point here in the what program works best, kind of back to setting up a time, but how many days a week will you train? This is really going to influence the type of splits that you're doing and what's getting done on each day. A 4-day split compared to a 3-day split, pretty different. Some people may even go 5, or maybe you have it too, or maybe it's going to be lift, condition, lift, condition, lift, something of that nature, or you have mobility days in there or something. So that's again within your whole goal setting and programming, is you got to figure out what days are you going to have available to accomplish all this. Then from there, what do you have available to work with? And then from there, what movements or what are the days going to look like when you're programming all of this out? So last one, because I like to keep these short and sweet, as short and sweet as I can. But training methods, this is kind of getting into the styles of training now, versus like what we had available or the frequency. So first and foremost, interval training. That's basically short work, short rest in the sense of you're just really hitting it hard. Maybe you've got 30 seconds on where you're giving high intensity effort or just kind of consistent effort, and then maybe you have 30 seconds off. So that after a while really gets to you. The intervals is what you're working to essentially tap into whatever energy system maybe you're looking for. There's even some too where maybe you're 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off. So again, just kind of figuring out within even the interval training of what type of intervals you're looking at. But that's going to be something that's really going to stress more of like the aerobic system there. So, anyways, interval training, there's that one. Next one, tempo work. I don't really necessarily even consider the work to rest ratio as much with this one. It's more so looking at the amount of time that it's taking you to complete a rep. So maybe when you're lowering down the eccentric portion of a movement, maybe it's 3 seconds, right? So like as you're going into a squat, it's 3, 2, 1, down. Maybe you have a 1 second iso hold there, and then you're coming back up for 3. But that's something that we're essentially looking at more so controlling a movement and then getting time under tension to basically give more stimulus to the muscle rather than necessarily the aerobic system of what we're looking at in some of the interval training there, because that's kind of working more off of heart rate versus the tempo work is working off of overall speed of the movement and stressing the soft tissue a little bit more there. Then last one that I have here, I guess this is probably even kind of general as well too, but just strength training, right, is more of your traditional lifting the heavier weight, longer rest periods in there. You can still do some hypertrophy, maybe the tempo work, quite honestly, can fit within there too. But at the end of the day, that's just more of your traditional styles of training. But what I was thinking of when I created this slide was what are 3 kind of common things that you might have available. There's definitely other options out there, but again, thinking in the parameters of what can we do from home, what do most people typically have available, I kind of wanted to touch on a couple different areas there. So anyways, hopefully this helps you all with trying to figure out what's best for you to do when considering strength training from home. Appreciate you tuning in. More stuff to come, and again, I really hope this provides value to you. So thanks. Take care.